and beautiful TikTok. We're going to give it a little bit of time for people to come live. For those of you that are on YouTube and you want your questions answered and the priority, you can use the super chat feature. Today I have with me the energy of the Divine Collective, who want to share with us the concept that the Great Awakening is underway. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you to see. The Great Awakening is underway. Again, it's Monday, April the 24th, 2023. And it's important you understand what is this Great Awakening that they're talking about. It is that place where we shift our awareness away from fear and back to love and the functions of love. This is so important. You were not born in sin. This is really important you understand this. A lot of people will argue this because they've heard it repeated to their minds over and over and over again. I'm told to say, you were not born in sin. You were born in love. That's the way you came into this world, in a state of love and grace. The Great Awakening is about returning to that state of love and grace. It's important you understand that the functions of love and the functions of grace are very different than the functions of love and the functions of fear. Hi guys, just trying to make some adjustments here. Don't mind the camera moving a bit on TikTok just to readjust. Thank you so much. Thank you. Again, we'll give more time for people to come on. With these incoming energies that are hammering the planet right now, it is important that you awaken. And I needed to find something that I need to have with me that just makes it a little bit more easier for my body to perceive these things. Give me one slight moment, everyone, for me to just bring this back here. Hang on. I'm not going very far. I'm just walking over to a counter and grabbing a set of eyeglasses. And that way I can read your questions. I do have a question, by the way, that came in, and I'll get to it. Somebody sent a request for a question. So for those of you on TikTok that are sending me requests for a question through PayPal, when you go to send your question, put your question in the notes box so I get your question so I can answer it directly on air, because a lot of people come in, a lot of questions come up. We try to get to as many as we can. And Pamela Murray, you asked a question. I'm not sure what your handle is, but I can use this to respond to you by email as well lately. But when you go to file a question, for those of you on TikTok, through PayPal, through my Linktree link in my bio, remember to write your question when you go to submit the request for the question. Write your question there. And as I said, we get to a lot of questions here live, and this is going to be increasing. These events are going to be becoming more frequent. We now are doing a Sunday evening TikTok only event that starts at 7 p.m. on Sundays. We had a beautiful first launch last night. It was incredible. We had the energy of Master Jesus and Buddha and many others present with us last night, working their process of teaching how to heal your body, how to correct your mind, how to overcome your depression. Very simple, easy to use practices of learning to use your mind and body differently. So I hope those of you that are on YouTube and TikTok will remember that on Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's Toronto and New York time, we will be live exclusively on TikTok Sunday evenings. I'm also told there's going to be a podcast being launched in the next couple of months as well. That will be launching a short podcast that will run on another night. And I'm asking why Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now another day will be coming in a couple more months. I asked them why. They said, because this is the Great Awakening that's underway right now. You are faced with very specific choices every moment of your existence in this physical world. And your only choices of function, thought, are based in either love or fear. Any and all of your actions, any and all of your thoughts, any and all of your interactions consist only of one of these two that you have chosen. The function of love or the function of fear, the actions of love or the actions of fear, the thoughts of love or the thoughts of fear. You must understand that it is literally that simple for you to comprehend that there is only love and there is only fear in all human endeavors, in all human functions. There are only these two, love or fear. You can precipitate thoughts of love and fear in your own mind as equally as you can give thoughts of love and fear to others. What you would offer the world. Do you offer the world your love or do you offer the world your fear? While there has been great benefit derived from keeping many of you in fear, and many of you that are in fear do not realize that the benefit to your fear is not to yourself, but it is those who gain advantage from you being in fear, that so fearful that you would seek amelioration from those who have enslaved you. You would seek amelioration, the end of your suffering, from those who gain benefit from your suffering. Your leaders, your so-called system of healing, your so-called system of the mental sciences. Many of these things seek to keep you trapped in fear, not liberated from it. And each and every one of you knows that your suffering is unnecessary. In your heart of hearts, there is not one among you that knows that when you are suffering, it is not correct. And each of you knows that when you're in a certain emotional state that does not support you, it is not correct. It is not correct because there's anything wrong with you. It's not correct because you do not understand the functions of thought and how they create your energy and your expression and your action and your experiences. The Great Awakening is about recognizing you are a creating intelligence, that you have this system of energy that works in a non-physical place called thought, and that this function of thought, when it is employed by you deliberately or unconsciously, when thought is employed by you, it can only produce very specific energies in a frequency from love to fear, in a vibration of love or fear, in a manifestation of love or fear. If you understand this, then you can become more astute and observant of your thoughts rather than remaining the servant to them. The moment you are able to observe a thought, you step away from the potential subjectivity to them. The moment you can pause and observe the thoughts in your mind, you step slightly away from subjectivity to them. And in your liberation from subjectivity to certain qualities of thoughts, you begin to step gradually away from the suffering that some of those thoughts inflict upon your life and your conditions and your creating process. If you awaken to the understanding of this, then you are part of the Great Awakening, to know that your thoughts are not who you are, that the identity that the world has offered you is not who you are, that who you are is a vibrational essence that can only be experienced in a place separate and distinct from the personality construction that you've been given to live in. That is to say, who you think you are as just a body is not who you actually are as a spiritual consciousness. What your mind has in it in terms of thought is not what actually defines you, but defines what you will create and manifest as your experience. You as consciousness, as soul, let us use the term soul, which represents spirit of universal love and light. That is what you are. And to get back to this realization, to the experience of being what you are, it is important you understand how to differentiate your awareness from your thoughts and your thinking mind, to become the diligent observer over the thoughts, the memories, the emotions that are in your mind. It will loan itself to very specific changes when you realize that many of the thoughts that you currently allow to occupy your attention are not of your own choosing. Many of the thoughts that occupy your attention have been given to you. They've been given to you by the world, and you have not learned yet how to decide and discern which thoughts are best for you, especially when you are in what you would call, your science would call, a formative stage of development. That is the earlier stages of coming into this world when you were in a place of complete open receptivity to the world. And all of you came into the world this way, open and receptive, ready to receive. You came into the world in this way. And the world gave you what the world gave you, both good and bad. And these experiences, these thoughts, this information that you received from this world formulated what you call your personalized identity, your personality. And you become attached to that being the only source of how you could understand and comprehend who you are. That the thoughts, the memories, the experiences you have had are the only source of recognizing who you are. They are simply a manifestation of the information that was given to you. And you must come to a place in your consciousness where you must awaken to realize that many of the thoughts, ideas, and beliefs that you have been given were not chosen by you consciously. A little child did not choose their name. You did not choose the name that you currently go by in that body. It was given to you. Your definition of yourself, whether you think you are tall or you are short or you're beautiful, and again, if you're going to use the measures of science, you can say, yes, there's one that is tall and one that is short, but the definitions of what these are were given to you. What is beauty? What is not beauty? These are definitions that were given to you all before you had a chance to evaluate whether these ideas were true or not. So that by the time many of you reached the ages, biologically speaking, of 12 or 13, you found yourself in turmoil and confusion, a beautiful soul conflicted with an identity that does not necessarily serve the function of who you really are as a spiritual consciousness, here to learn the function of creation through the extension of love. And so you find yourself in the polarity of suffering and joy, pleasure and pain, love and fear. And you struggle with these polarities, not knowing that you have a choice to choose between one or the other. You may choose love or you may choose fear. You may accept and reject thought as you would will. You may choose to accept and reject the thoughts in your own mind that you've been given, to bring them under question. And the greatest awakening is when you begin to do this, when you begin to evaluate what is in your mind. What are others giving to your mind? And are the thoughts, the information, the ideas being given to you even now of value to you? Do they lift you higher? Do they bring you closer to your joy? Do they bring you closer to freedom? Do they bring your communities closer together? Do you see greater love manifesting around you? And if you do not see greater love manifesting around you, then rest assured that what you are being told and given is based in fear and not in love. And you've been taught and have accepted that reality. But the energies are coming now. The time is changing. You are now seeing the effects not only in your own social systems, but you're also seeing the effects of what is happening on what you call this process you have labeled climate change. That this process of climate change has something to do with you. And indeed it does, but not in the sense that you have been told. For those that have told you of these things have said that you've done specific things that you must undo in order to undo this climate change. And I would say to you that the exact opposite is true. That you must learn to shift from fear to love, for the vibrations of love orchestrate and organize conditions of matter, then do the functions and vibrations of fear. The thoughts of love, the thoughts of fear bear very different fruit in their manifestations in your human existence. And the vibrations of fear that you're cultivating globally right now are beginning to exert an influence and affect a causal relationship between this earth and the other planetary systems, especially your sun. Your sun is becoming very reactive to the increased levels of fear, anger, guilt, shame, judgment, violence, aggression, greed, avarice. All of these qualities of fear energy are orchestrating very specific events and circumstances globally and in your solar system. The responses of the sun to your fear are very specific and precise, as are the responses of the sun are to your love. Now you must make a choice. The awakening is about recognizing what thoughts are of love, What thoughts are of love? What actions are of love? What are these things that are expressions of love? In yourself, in the privacy of your own mind, which thoughts are of love and which thoughts are of fear? You have the authority and the ability to relinquish fear from your mind. But you must understand first that the thoughts in your mind are under your dominion, that you may say to this thought, I surrender. And many of you wonder, well, why can I not stop this thinking? And why can I not stop these emotions? Why can I not do this? You ask this question of us many times. Why can I not stop this? And let us say to you quite simply, if you choose to expose yourself to the sources of these thoughts again and again and again, you will not relinquish their grip upon you. If you sit before a speaker, if you sit before a show or your so-called entertainment, then the nature and quality of what is being presented to you will affect you, especially your so-called entertainment that seems to have great delight in instilling fear, guilt, shame, doubt, manipulation, control, aberrant behavior. Every function in your life can only be a function of love or fear. Every act that you will observe in the world around you is an act of either love or fear. There is no middle ground. There is no neutral place. Every thought, every word, every action in the human condition can only originate from functions of love or functions of fear. That is the quality of that energy that is love and the quality of that energy that is fear. To understand and get a comprehension of what the opposite of these, we can bring you to the understanding of the simplicity of your biology, which loans itself to understanding its experience from the function of pleasure and pain. That which makes your body feel good, you may think is good, and that which makes your body feel bad is bad. On a very simple level for the biology, that is true on a very fundamental level. But many of you have sought refuge from your suffering in the senses of your body. You seek refuge from your internal suffering and confusion from the senses of your body, believing that your body, by its pleasures, will give you relief from your suffering. And this is only true temporarily, which is why you find yourself repeating the same negative behaviors that harm you and others unnecessarily, because you still believe that the body is the source of your life. The source of your life is not in the body, though the source of your life keeps your body alive for you. The source of your life is within you. It is deep, deep within you, the source of your life. And so, let us say, if you come to the position in your consciousness where you begin to liberate yourself, from the constraints of the thoughts and beliefs and ideas that you hold in your mind, and the thoughts and the beliefs and the ideas that the world is seeking to have you impregnate in your own consciousness, to force you to live by them. If you come to the understanding that you can differentiate yourself from the confusion of thoughts and ideas, the conflicting ideologies that are being presented to you, it gets very easy to do so if you understand this one simple principle, that there are only two functions in creation that you may use while in this physical dimension. This is both in thought and in action. All thoughts, all actions, all thoughts, all actions, all human activities are given life from one of those two, from the energy of love or the energy of fear. And each and every one of you that can hear this would know that this is the truth. You can evaluate it yourself. You don't need us to keep reminding you, but many of you need to be reminded so that you can be free. That your thoughts, your memories, and your emotions are not the sole locus of your identity. In other words, who you are is not derived from your memories. Who you are is not derived from your thoughts. Who you are is what can create thought, manifest a destiny, produce creation, You were designed by nature to be a creator in this physical dimension. By nature, you were designed this way. When we came to William today, we said this very simply. It is only this that separates humanity from its suffering and its bliss, the choice between love or fear. And those that suffer in fear are seeking love, believing though that the flesh is the only source of goodness to their lives. They get further lost from themselves. In order to find yourself, you must lose your subjectivity to the body and lose your subjectivity to your mind. Awaken to the reality that you are a spiritual consciousness able to manifest and produce very specific manifestations of thought, emotion, and action into this physical world, each and every one of you. Wonderful. It's going to get really exciting. They keep saying to me again and again, this is the time. We are in the time right now. The Great Awakening is underway. You know, when you start to realize your thoughts are not you, if you can begin to realize that many of the thoughts that you've been given are not even yours. Most of the thoughts you have going in your mind are not even yours. They were given to you by television, entertainment, political leaders, business organizations that seek to gain benefit and profit from your suffering. That is what you need to realize. And when you begin to realize that, well, if these thoughts are not mine, where did I get them from? Where did they originate? And I know when I was guided to start looking back in my past, to look at how I was spoken to and treated as a child, I began to realize that many of the thoughts and ideas that I thought were mine were not. They were my mom's and my dad's and my teachers, and they came from television, watching cartoons and watching TV shows. A lot of the thoughts that were put into my mind when I was young, I did not choose them. They just came in. There's no filter in place. And when I began the process, and I began it around age 20, when I was very sternly and politely told, do not jump off the bridge by my guardian angel John, when he told me to get down off the bridge, and that changed my life. Yeah. When I was told that, and that led me to a different person, a different life, and I was given a book to read, and that book, for the first time in my life, told me to evaluate my thoughts. I'd never considered looking at my thoughts. I always thought what was in my head was who I was. So I was suicidal, I was drug addicted, and suffering horribly emotionally, because I believed the thoughts I had in my mind were who I really was. And as I said, I was 20 years old when I began that evaluative process, where I began to look at my thoughts and realize, wait a minute, that's not a thought that's mine. I got that from so-and-so. I got that from that TV show. Oh, that's where that came from. And then I started being guided to, what types of thoughts do I want to think? And it was a very long, slow, drawn-out process that went on for many years. As I was on my own, just if you want to know a little bit of my background, I was I'm not educated. I'm not scholastic. I'm not a scholar. I'm not anything like that. I'm just a spiritual medium. And I was thrown out of the school system at age 15. Thrown out of the home at age 15 and left to live on the streets for about a year then. And I went through a process of absolute uncertainty. And for 5 or 6 years, I was in real despair. And I've been guided my whole life. And don't ever think you're alone for a single moment, because you have guides, you have angels, you have beings that want to help you. You got people that are not non-physical beings that want to communicate you, guide you, assist you. The relatives that may have left the physical dimension, grandmothers, grandfathers, parents, children that have left the physical dimension but are able to assert some degree of influence over you. But I went on for many years till around 4.5 years ago. And about 4.5 years ago, I had my great awakening. My great awakening that I was not alone, that my entire life I've been guided by most amazing beings that have brought precipitated situations, events, and circumstances that I could not ignore. Something was going on, I just not understand. But 4.5 years ago, I began to listen. I began to listen to Jesus. I began to listen to Buddha. I began to listen to the other multidimensional beings that communicated with me. And I began to follow their instructions. I began to move in the direction of away from bad, unhealthy, devitalizing foods. I began to move towards healthy, very different lifestyle choices. The way I eat, the way I drank, what I thought, I began to listen to them, and they've guided me. And the biggest thing I've learned is my thoughts are not who I am. The thoughts are just information that are in my mind. And so much suffering is going on, people in depression and anxiety, suicidal, because they do not understand the distinction between who they are as a soul. And, well, I want to speak to you directly. You do not understand yet who you are as a soul and what your mind is. And your mind and your emotions are not who you are. They are instruments that you have for the function of creation. And they tell me this all the time. This is the message people need to hear, William. That you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not your body. You have thoughts. You create emotions that direct your body. You have thoughts that create emotions that direct your body. And if you can understand that little piece, that you have thoughts that create emotions that affect your body, then you start to evaluate your thoughts. Wait a minute, that thought that I hate that person creates an energy in me that doesn't feel good. And that energy that doesn't feel good affects your body, and it affects your actions. It affects what you're going to say and do next. And I promise you, if you start this evaluative process, you're going to start awakening up when you realize that your thoughts, your memories, and your emotions are instruments for creation. We'll stop there. I prefer letting them speak. They're far better at than I am. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. If I come across Pamela today, Pamela, I know you sent me a question. I will send you an email to get what your question is, because I don't see it here unless it was answered last night during the live event. Let's see here. Questions. Hey, Adam, how you doing, brother? Hey, Christopher, good to see you here. Hi, Melinda. Melinda's saying, in Jesus, I live and move and have my being. I hope you receive him as Savior. He really loves you as if you were an only child. It's not just that, but also one of the things Master Jesus says to me, he says, you have to realize that you are as I am. That which is in thee is in me also. It is the same. The one God exists within you as he exists in me. And so therefore we are quite equal in that regard. But you must awaken to that reality. You must become aware of that truth, that you are able to heal, you are able to teach, you are able to instruct, you are able to live in harmony with life. Thank you for that, Melinda. I love Master Jesus. 10 years ago, you would never heard me saying, I love Jesus. But I do. I love Jesus. I love Buddha. I love the Ascended Master. I love all beings that come from love and light. I love them all. And we need to understand that love is our only function now. Thank you so much. Melinda's also saying, I want to read this because it's really important. A true Christian loves at all times, love others as we love ourselves, and pray for our enemies rather than take revenge on them. Jesus is the source of my life. Well, Master Jesus is a source of life, just as you are a source of life. The God indwelling in you is the God that indwelleth in he. The God that indwelleth in you also indwelleth in he. So yeah, we're in an interesting place. So the people that are lost in fear do not know how to escape. And they're creating more and more suffering for themselves when they realize they're not. But they're going to get out of it. And let's get back to this. Good morning, everybody on TikTok. Morning, YouTube. I think we had some questions from Facebook earlier. Oh, hi, Facebook user. Good afternoon, William, Norma, and everyone. Hi. I will say hi on Norma's behalf because she's down in the gym right now. Hi there. Good morning, Pamela. Oh, there she is. Pamela, how you doing? Pamela, you asked a question. You sent me a question, Pamela. Could you please send me your question again? Because you didn't include it when you sent the request for a question through PayPal. So please do that. Send the question up. I'll be watching for it on TikTok. Someone's asking, is Jason upset with me? Will we get together this week? You got to understand that your fear is precipitating itself. Fear creates more fear. You know, in the statement, one thing begets another. Fear begets more fear. Love begets more love. So let your fear go. Like, surrender your fear and move into the joy of your communion. Move into the joy of your communion and move away from the fear of your separation. Because whatever emotion you choose to hold on to is going to create and is creating the existing conditions of your life right now. And that's true for every single being on this planet, no matter how intelligent they are or how much they struggle with life. It doesn't matter where you are in this world. Every single one of us is creating and manufacturing the conditions in which we live through the dominant emotions we create with our thinking. And it's our emotions that set the body into motion to take actions. Right? Please learn to surrender. Learn to surrender your fear. And I promise you, things will change. Don't be attached to it having to be a certain way, because it could be a completely different person than Jason that you're seeking. You don't know sometimes. You have to sometimes surrender to life to provide you the quality of what you're seeking. Here we are, 13. Slow morning. So someone's saying, can I please have a message from my guides? Am I on the right path? I'm being told to tell you if this path is if you are laying the stones of love, you can go forward with great expectation. Go forward with great expectation that you will be brought to love. Yes. So they're saying you really want to, like, every thought, every action, let it be a derivative of love. And that's, for a lot of people, that's very hard, because many people are watching television shows and TV series that are based in fear and terror and destruction and murder, and it's terrible. You want to be able to sleep at night, but you're going to watch all these shows that fill your mind with fear and death. This is terrible. Don't fill your mind with fear and death. Fill your mind with love and joy. And I can assure you that your suffering will be ended very quickly, comparatively speaking. Once you stop remove those things from getting in your head. Hello, Alice. Do I see any more children for Michelle? Yes, I do, Michelle. 2 years. I see another child for you 2 years from now. Very clear. Yeah. Yes. I'm told not to tell you whether it will be male or female. I'm just told to tell you yes. Why do you not want to discern that? That way the energy that you bring this one in will not be one of expectation, but one of gratitude upon its arrival. Yes. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you, Michelle. I love that. Hi, Pamela. Oh, yeah. So Pamela's here. Thank you, Pamela, for reaching out to me. And thank you, Sharpanova, for your questions. I now just realize how to distinguish between my subscribers and everybody else, so I can now make that distinction. So Pamela's asking, my beautiful sister passed away in 2021. She's saying thank you for seeing her that way. A beautiful soul. I feel her love every day. Yes, you do. She likes the conversations you have with her in your head, right? You're actually communicating with her. She says you know you are, but you haven't quite accepted it 100%. She wants you to know that when you're having those conversations in your head, they're not conversations of memory. You're actually communicating on that frequency of thought. Remember, thought is invisible. And people that leave the physical dimension do not have a physical body to communicate with. They have consciousness. They have awareness. They can access thought. They can access images and ideas, but they can't interact with the physical world directly. Although we've seen many exceptions. We've had people come on the show who've actually had their loved ones come right beside them and hold them and hug them and caress them. So that happens. Some of them have that awareness and that ability to generate a strong enough energy with a thought that it becomes an energy that they can feel physically. The people around them can feel it physically. But yeah, she says the conversations, yeah, She says you listen pretty good too. She says you need to take a break. You need to take a break. She wants me to tell you to take a break. Go and have some downtime for yourself. Go on a vacation. Do something where you step back from it all and give yourself peace and respite. Remember the goodness of life. Remember how beautiful life is. She wants you to remember how beautiful life is. So take a break, Pamela, from everything. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Hello, William. Wishing you an amazing day. Can I please get a reading? Thank you. For those of you that want to have an actual live reading with me on Sunday nights, I'll be doing that on TikTok. I'll be bringing people on for live readings. I did that on last evening. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. We were just blown away with the beautiful souls that came on, and some of the healing and the transformations that happen are pretty amazing. So I hope you come and join us next Sunday for that. Today is really the information that they want to communicate is more important. This great awakening that you must realize that your thoughts, your emotions are not who you are. Your thoughts and emotions are not who you are. Hang on, let's see what's happening. There we go. Your thoughts and emotions are not who you are. Most of your thoughts and emotions are information you've acquired from this physical world, and the nature and quality of each and every thought that is in your mind is specific to a particular energy of consciousness that will develop. Particular energy, either love or fear. Every thought in your mind is going to produce an energy. Every thought in your mind will produce an energy that is either going to be love or fear. When you move into the process of evaluating thought and examining whether this thought is of love or this thought is of fear, at that moment you begin to sort out the wheat from the chaff, love being the wheat and fear being the chaff. So you may go through a process of judging and assessing your own mind to make your mind holy and sacred and pure. In this process of evaluation, you must surrender those thoughts, those ideas of fear, and employ those thoughts of love and grace and gratitude. And you will find yourself awakening to the joy of being again. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's scroll down here. Question from Bethany. There's this dude I'm like super in love with, and I don't know if he feels the same way. But for my own personal growth and future, I need to know if I should continue to pursue him or let it go. I think you better tell him how you feel. That's first and foremost. That was the first thing that leapt into my mind. Tell him how you really feel, and tell it from a place of how you really feel. Don't tell him how you feel from fear. Tell him how you feel from love. I can say this of a truth, Bethany. Every emotion is a product of an idea, a thought. And if you are afraid of how he's going to react, then even if you tell him how you feel, your fear is going to color that. So you want to speak from your love, not your fear. You want to speak and communicate the truth of your love to him from that place of love. Put all your fear aside and let him hear and feel your love. And then you will know the truth. Then you will know the truth, because that is what you fear. You fear the truth. That is all that one fears, is the truth. So if you want to know if to continue, you ask him by telling him how you really feel. You ask him by telling him how you really feel. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. Adam's asking, does any of my guides have a message for me? They're saying you need to read more. You need to read more. Okay. I'm being given a book for you to read. It's a book entitled Love by a man whose name is Leo Buscaglia. Leo Buscaglia. It's a book called Love. To read that book on love. I know that book too. That book was written many years ago, and the actual person that wrote it, Leo Buscaglia, was a guy who actually ran a class in love, I believe at a UCLA, a class in love, an actual credit program on love out of UCLA. Very, very fascinating man. But that's what that I'm being told to tell you in terms, that's the first book they gave me. There are others that will follow. That will lead you on a journey. Question from Tanya. What was meant when Jesus said, I will come as the thief in the night? Can't wait to read your book when it's finished. Yes, we are working on that as it comes to us. We are getting the channeled messages first, and then it'll be converted. The channeling we're getting then gets converted into the book itself. What is meant as I will come as a thief in the night? When you get your mind and body still, you have to realize that the world has stolen your life from you. The world has stolen your life from you. The beliefs, the ideas, the information, the confusion of men has literally stolen your life for you. That I cometh as a thief in the night is when you, as awareness, like the master himself, comes and begins a process of taking from your mind those thoughts, those ideas, those beliefs that do not serve you, that do not serve love, to take them from your mind, to release them like a thief, to pull out those old negative thoughts, old negative emotions, and release them from your mind, and you will be restored to love, right? I love that. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Tanya. That's what I've been given to say, so I just transmit what I'm being given. Hi, Drusilla. Good to see you, darling. Just scrolling down. Lori is saying, I'm having difficulty letting go of fear. I'm not exactly sure how to stop it. My husband is having a hard time at work, and I know whatever happens, we will be fine, but the fear keeps coming back. This is something nobody has been taught. And what they taught me to teach people, what I was taught to teach, is that when you feel fear, what most people do when they feel uncomfortable is they try to get rid of the uncomfortable feeling. They want to take a pill or take a drug or just ignore the feeling, suppress it or repress it. That's what most people have been trained to do with emotions like fear, anger, depression, sadness. Most people want to get rid of them and avoid them. But that part of you that is afraid needs you to love it. So, Lori, if you're listening right now and you're hearing these words, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, bring yourself to the fear. Bring yourself to the fear, because sometimes you don't know what's causing it. You just feel it. So you bring yourself to the fear. It lives in your body. You know where it is in your body. So bring yourself to where the fear is in your body. And then take a slow, deep breath into the space where the fear is. Breathe into that space. And as you exhale, let that part of the body relax, and then communicate this thought to the fear. It's very simple. It's not complex. It's not difficult. It doesn't require years of training or analysis. Just simply think or speak these words to your fear. I am with you. I love you. I will not abandon you. Think or speak those words to the fear. And observe how the fear reacts and responds when you do that. And then share in writing what you experienced and what happened to your fear when you gave it those three thoughts. And when you give it those thoughts, don't just think them, but think them like they're sincere. So you can make it sound sincere. I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. And feel how it responds. And then share with us what your experience was of that, Lori. Thank you so much. You know, this is the great awakening. When you learn to realize your emotions are not something there to hurt you. They're just effects that are caused by certain thoughts you're holding consciously or unconsciously about yourself, about the world, or thoughts you've been given by the environment. Your thoughts are not who you are. And your emotions are just the energy that's produced from them. Somebody, Basia PL is asking, my dearest aunt has cancer. Please advise about her condition. Will I finally get funds to go to Europe to see her? I miss her dearly. Again, if that is your strongest desire, then be grateful that it is fulfilled. Be grateful that it is fulfilled. And also, send your love and your healing to your beautiful aunt, your precious aunt. Let your love be offered to her, not your fear. Let your love be offered to this dear one. Yes. As to receiving the funds, yes, you may receive them if you celebrate their receiving. You must celebrate. Now, celebrate like you have received this money. Celebrate like you have received this money. Celebrate in here and in here like you have already received this money to go and see this dear one. But do not bring your fear to this one, for your fear will not serve her, but bring your love and your joy. Even now, as you think of her in love and in joy. See her and feel her in her fullness. Know that she is coming close to the fulfillment of who and what she truly is as a spiritual being. This becomes very, very important. Thank you. Someone on YouTube, Facebook. Hey, don't get many questions coming from Facebook, so nice to see you. Hi, William. My son, Matthew, rang me a couple of hours ago. He feels he's changing. I feel finally he's awakening to realize that there's so much more. He wants a better life. He does not know what to do with his life. Could I please get a message for him? Thanks so much. Love, Loretta. Hi, Loretta. That's really wonderful news. You know, and I have to say, Loretta, if you're the Loretta I think you are, then the work that you have done to have no fear towards your son, but to envision his fulfillment of love and joy, to hold that in your heart for him, has loaned itself to that direction. You must realize that the people you are close to have some sort of connection to, that what you think and feel about others affects them. So to see him in his joy, to see him in his happiness, to believe in his fulfillment, you have liberated him by your love of him and not your fear. You will enslave others with fear. You will liberate them with love. But a message for him specifically, yeah. He needs to do the job he's doing. Any job at all. He needs to do any job he can get right now. He needs to do it with complete and total love. He needs to do it with complete and total love. Every part of the job, tell him this. He must do every part of the job with as much love and appreciation for the job. Not without expectation of his money or his coming, but for the love that he can do good works. Tell him this, to do the job, any job, but do it because he believes it's good to do good works. He will be rewarded in secret. Understand. To the part of him that's uncertain about his purpose, I'm being told that you must tell him through his love, it will be revealed. By doing his life in love, his purpose will be revealed to him in time. To be patient. So whatever he's going to do, Loretta, tell him to do it with love. Everything, whether he's doing dishes or going for a walk or talking to a friend, every thought, every action, tell him to derive his thoughts and actions from love, and his purpose will be revealed to him. Thank you so much for that. It's a beautiful question, and your love for him is profound. Does my sister, Pamela's asking, does my sister Christine have any messages for me? She's saying the words I'm getting are the planted tree. Take care of the tree. Take care of the tree. Is this like a physical tree, or is this some sort of? She's just saying, no, take care of the tree. Take good care of the tree. Yes. Whatever, yes. So whatever fruit comes from that tree, and again, I'm feeling like pear and apple. I'm feeling a fruity fruit to this tree that energetically she's sending to me. That, yeah. That's a way that you know she's left a part of her physical being is partly connected to that tree. But the tree, she's very insistent about the tree, that you have the fruit of this tree, right? That you take care of that tree. Take care of the tree. She's like very insistent. Yeah. And something about doing your hair. She likes the way you've been doing your hair. She likes the way you've been doing your hair recently. It looks pretty good. Yes. Feel me behind you. She's saying, feel me behind you right now. Just feel me behind you. I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. Feel me behind you. It'll be like a warm hand on your back. Yes. That's how your body will pick up her energy, as that warm sensation on the back. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you so much for your question. And thank you for your support of the channel. So Sharpoksa is asking, is Jason upset with me? Will we get together this week? You know, release your fear around this. Release your fear. In your fear that you might not get what you want, you create that you won't get what you want. But rejoice in the communion. Rejoice in the communion with him. In your heart, feel the joy of that communion. Feel it. You must understand that the function of your emotion is creative in nature. Emotion organizes all of the events in the human creation. Your emotions are organizing all of the events in your human creation. You must understand this. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you can change what you are thinking to change what emotions you are feeling, so you can change the actions that you are taking, whether they be good or evil. Your thoughts are the source of the emotions that drive all of your actions. There is no exception to this. Someone's asking, will I have a full healing of this cancer this year? First, I want to say many blessings and much love to you and your existence. The opportunity of this healing is for you. The opportunity of the lesson from this healing is for you. Will she? It is important you understand how to release the pain you hold. How to release the pain that you hold in your body. You must know that there can be no effect without a cause. And we simply encourage you to release the pain and the anger that you hold. You know the events that brought it into your life. You've chosen to ignore them, to not understand how to release this from your life. But your anger and your pain must be released. You must release them from the body. Release the burden of your pain. And yes, you shall heal when this is done. Release the pain and the anger that you hold in your body. And they say this to us all the time in our 102 Masterclass. They talk about how every thought creates an emotion, and our emotions affect our body. A lot of people store emotions in the body. We hold on to pain, we hold on to suffering, we hold on to anger, we hold on to rage, we hold on to bitterness. And when you hold on to an emotion, it gets stored, literally stored in your body. And specific events in time and space and specific emotions live in specific places in everybody's body. And if we hold on to certain emotions like anger, rage, fear, guilt, shame, they start to eventually have an influence on the functionality of our biology, because emotion is energy in motion. And what they're saying to you right now is to really let go of the fear and the anger that you're holding on to. Let it go. Let all that bitterness, let it out of the system with love and grace. Don't ever release an emotion from your body without releasing it with love and grace. I feel that anger, I release it with love and grace. And you can do that. They teach that in all of our courses, how to liberate old emotions from your body. So important to learn that skill. It's all part of the greatest awakening. We are all designed by nature to be able to self-heal. Yes, you are. Lenny's asking on TikTok, am I being guided to be my own businesswoman? Yes, you are already your own businesswoman. You just have to accept that truth. Accept the feeling that that is the truth. Accept the feeling that that is the truth. Beautiful thing. I love that. Thank you, Lenny. Great question. Yeah, if you want. Oh, hi, Pamela. Oh, you're very welcome. Pamela's just saying thank you. We're all just a vibration away from one another. Blessings to you. It's so true, Pamela. We are just literally a vibration from one another. Everybody. We're all connected to one another. I'm just seeing if anybody's responded here. Just going to go through YouTube. Wendy Coburn on YouTube is asking, I don't know how to be with my family when I get triggered by trauma and old programs. I get so defensive. I know that place. I was like that for years. And it's a very uncomfortable place to keep yourself in. And what do I mean by that? That the emotions that you are holding aren't because of them. They're simply their behavior is just showing you where in your body you're holding those emotions. Notice this next time you're around them. Next time you're around your family, notice where your body's reacting. Somebody says something to you. Do your shoulders tense down? Does your stomach feel funny? Do your legs get wobbly? What happens in your body? Because whatever happens in your body when you're triggered, that's where you're storing the emotion in your body. Once you can feel where you store the emotion in your body, you can interact with that emotion. You don't have to say it out loud. You can feel the fear, you can feel the anger, you can feel the uncomfortable, you can feel the defensiveness, and close your eyes, or even just in your own head when you feel the defensiveness. And you can do this right now. You can do it right now. And you feel that defensiveness where it is in your body. And you say to the defensiveness, or think to the defensiveness, you say, I'm with you. I will take care of you. I will protect you. You say that to the feeling of defensiveness, and you'll be amazed at what happens. You'll feel it change. You'll feel this feeling of ease occur. Looks like I got a super chat here on TikTok. Oh, thank you for that 1111 TikTok, Rainbow Warrior. Where is that hiding there? Oh, there it is. Rainbow Warrior Patriot Tarot. Thanks for always guiding those to love. Thank you so much for doing the same as well. It takes one to know one, doesn't it? But really important that you understand that when you're around people and you're triggered by them, it's not them doing something to you. They're putting you in touch with something that you're holding inside that causes you to react to people that say that. When you release that emotional pain or that fear or that guilt or that shame, when you learn the process, and it's not that difficult to identify where an emotion lives in your body and how to release it from your body. And when you learn that, you'll start to feel massive changes in your life around people. You won't be the same person. When you release an old emotion from your body, you won't be the same person again. You won't. Just trying to find out why my screen's dark here. There we go. Okay, well, that's all right. We're still live anyway. Okay, I'm running multiple devices here. Let's scroll here. Facebook user saying, such a beautiful message from my beautiful son, Matthew. He's a loving son. He will be 30 years old on 26/6 this year. Well, happy birthday to him. And again, your birthday is the moment you wake up. The second birth. Master Jesus talks about the second birth, right? The second birth. And they also talk about the second death. The second death is when your personality eclipses your soul. When your soul gets lost in the ideas, the beliefs, the ideologies of the world, and you lose yourself in the world, in the beliefs, the ideas, the systems of thought of the world. And that's the first death. And the second birth is when you realize, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my emotions, I'm not this body. I am a spiritual consciousness that I can choose and orchestrate different thoughts that create different energies, and I can generate and manifest conditions of my experience of love. Very powerful. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for him. So Bariatric Baddie says, I want to communicate with my guides. How do I do it? Well, the simple way is learn to become sensitive to when they're around you. And again, it's important. We were gifted with this training program called the Masterclass series. And we are in our 101 Masterclass on Awakening. We have a process that everyone goes through in the program where they learn how to become sensitive to the guides, the angels, the ascended masters, and the multidimensional beings that work with them. But before you do that, you want to get your body healthy. You want to raise your mind up. You want to get yourself into a more positive energy. Because if you're in a lower vibration, if you're in anger and pain and suffering and you want to connect to your guides, you're going to connect on a lower frequency of energy. So you want to raise your energy up for starters. And once your energy is raised, you can literally just put your mind into a state of silence. Train your mind and body to be still and quiet so that you as an awareness can sense and perceive their presence beyond the five physical senses, because they're not physical beings like we are. They're beings of energy that you can tune into with your consciousness. And again, there's a very simple process of quieting the mind, quieting the body, calling your guides and angels in and sensing their presence. And you can learn all of that in our 101 Awakening Masterclass, which begins June the 24th and runs to July 14th. And you can register on my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com or TorontoMedium.com. Take your pick. Rainbow Warrior. Oh, thank you for that extra special gift. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we have time for one more question here on TikTok, and if one more question comes up on YouTube, I'll take that as well. So someone's asking, Juju's asking, how does one heal from friends and family not wanting to be around, especially in the last 3 years? You're isolated. I'm being told to tell you your isolation is so that you can awaken. You keep seeking the to be raised up by them, but you must raise yourself up. Do not depend upon them to bring yourself to God, for that is within you. It is important you understand that you have this time to not be defined by men, but to be defined by God within you. You must understand the function of God is love, and you must learn the function of love to embody that within you. And what you would have to offer others shall come from that infinite store of love. The emotions that we hold on to create very specific situations and circumstances. Every emotion that you hold is a partial contributor to your experiences. The events and the circumstances that happen around you and within you are products of the emotions that you hold on to. I want to say thank you. Thank you for that question. Yes, Juju, you will not be left alone much longer. You will not be left alone much longer. There will be people coming to you, new friends. Align yourself to love. Question from Vertical. Over the last year, my eye color has changed from 2 unitary colors to 3 distinct color circles. How is this possible? I'm being told to tell you the third sight is opening. Your third sight is opening. What do you mean by that? She can see beyond seeing. She can see beyond seeing. The body shows this, but she has not had the revelation herself to know that this is true, to see beyond seeing. She will know this. Again, tell her to go within. Okay, so you want to go within. You want to move your awareness within, Vertical. Go within. Get away from your thinking mind. Get away from your environment. Go inside. Yes. Revelation comes from within. Most humans will not get revelation from the world. You will not get revelation from man. You will receive revelation from within. And you only go within by getting your mind and your body quiet, quieting the temple, making it a sacred space so that you can hear the voice of God, the angels, your ascended masters, Jesus, Buddha, the others that are here to help us right now to overcome our ignorance. Christopher is saying the master classes are wonderful and they cover a tremendous amount of material. Everyone can always learn and grow to eternity. Very true. Thank you, Christopher. And I do want to say a shout out to Christopher for your support on as a moderator on my channel, Christopher Gleason. Thank you so much. Someone's asking, how would I get a reading on the TikTok live? I know God has a plan of love for me. Thank you, Aiden, for that question. We are going live on Sunday evenings now on TikTok from 7. We went live from 7 to 11 p.m. last night. And there were a lot of questions. A number of people came on live last night. So you need to, in order to come live, you have to have, I think, a minimum of 1,000 followers. Or you need to be a subscriber on my TikTok channel. And you can be brought on live. And yeah, be more than happy. We had several people come on for readings last night.
Give them a reading now.
We had several people come on last night. Yes. What does it mean to dream of a loved one? The last question of the day, folks. What does it mean to dream of a loved one who has been passed and all the time for 18 years? They understand when people, they've been trying to live with you. They're still hanging out with you. They haven't left. you keep thinking it's a dream, but no, they're trying to actually interact with you energetically in your waking time, not just in your sleep time. It's easier for them. They're telling me it's easier for them to communicate to you when your body's asleep because you're not caught up in your head. During the daytime, you've been so caught up in your head that they can't get through to you. So if you don't know how to meditate, learn to meditate. Even on it's simple. Come out to our Saturday show, 10 a.m. Saturdays, and learn the principles, the simple principles of meditation. It's not a long, arduous process, although the longer you can do it, the more pronounced your skills and abilities can be. But just sit your body down right now. Breathe slowly, relax, quiet your mind, and then give your attention to this person and feel their energy. You'll feel it. They're telling me you'll feel it like a blanket coming over you. But just sit down while you're awake right now. Get the body relaxed. Let your mind get quiet, and then just think about them. Let their energy come and feel it. Then you'll start to feel. Then you'll actually start to feel the presence in this physical dimension with you. But yeah, they've been hanging out with you all the time. They haven't gone anywhere. But they're certainly having a hard time getting you to listen and communicate on this dimension. Wonderful. So, guys, I want to say thank you very much for coming out today. Yeah, there's lots. I'm sorry I can't get to everybody today, but we will be back on the Wednesday Shortcuts for Your Soul on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join us then. Remember these words. You are love. You are you. It's reversed for me, guys, but it's you are love. Remember that. That's who you really are. And all the stuff in your mind is what you need to work through to straighten it out, to get it into alignment to who you are. So have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I'll talk to you all on Wednesday. Bye for now. I'm still trying to figure out how to hang up here. There we go. It says it's hanging up, but it hasn't hung up yet. There we go. Oh, I wasn't.